Rob Hipp here at Georgetown Community Center with head coach Joe Austin. Coach, an exciting season on the way, but this is the event that kicks it off. Coach, can you kind of tell us about how this event got started here now in the 6th year for Southwestern football? Let us know how the Kickoff Luncheon got started and how things are working out.
Well, this was a brainchild of some of our great community folks. Ty Gibson and Jim Wilson in particular, both are with Minuteman Press at the time, obviously. Ty still is as the owner, and Jim's retired. But they wanted to have an annual event where we could engage our community, engage our season ticket holders, and get everyone excited about what's going to happen. And in Texas, there's 2 seasons, spring football season and football season. So now that we're in spring football season, it's time to get everybody thinking about the fall.
Well, Coach, got to be happy with the turnout here. I know people still coming in here as we're about to get started around 11:30 or so, but thunderstorms in the area. But it's great to see Georgetown coming out supporting Southwestern. Can you tell us about your tenure here so far at Southwestern and what Georgetown has meant to the university here, Southwestern University?
Well, hopefully we're building a partnership. And one of the things that I think football can do is bring the community and the school together. We're a town right now in Georgetown with 2 high schools. You don't have to pick one to be a Pirates fan. Everyone can be a Pirates fan. And in Texas, everybody loves football. So hopefully it's something that'll continue to glue the community and the school together.
Well, Coach, real quickly, I know you've got to make some announcements here, but talk about the upcoming season. I know there's a lot to talk about, so just kind of give us an overview. Now in the 2nd year, I believe, in the new conference, can you tell us about the competitiveness of this conference and how things are looking so far this season?
Well, this is the year in, year out, the best or second best conference in the nation. And in our first year in, we were 3rd, which was a great showing. And we don't celebrate 3rd place finishes a lot, but for our first year in that conference, it was great.
Coach, final question here for this upcoming luncheon that's taking place. Talk about the flow and what we can expect to see here today with this luncheon.
Well, I'm going to do the best I can to keep everybody excited about football, and we're going to announce some exciting things. The schedule gets announced. Our partnership with SHN is getting announced officially, and just getting everyone ready. We're kicking off season ticket sales. So it's my job as the one and only speaker to make sure that everyone leaves here excited about football and is ready to go for the fall.
Awesome. Well, Coach, going to be an exciting season. We're very appreciative of the opportunity to work with Southwestern football this year, and we'll be here with you every step of the way. Thanks, Coach. Again, Coach Joe Austin, Southwestern University. We'll head back to the action. Thank you, Coach. Rob Hipp here, back with Jim Wilson now, a Southwestern alum. And Jim, you've been so integral with connecting Southwestern to Georgetown. You know, I'm a Georgetown native. You've been here for a long time as well. And wanted to talk to you, Jim, just about how the connection between Southwestern and Georgetown is meshed now. You've done a lot of great things to help that happen, I know with a lot of support as well, but talk about how much Southwestern has meant and it continues to mean to the Georgetown community, Jim.
Well, you go back to the very beginning of Georgetown, Texas, Southwestern was one of the first things here. And over the years, it's tend to say a separate community, but recently, the last 2 or 3 years, we've gotten a lot of things happening, flags down on the square, names on water towers, lots of the businesses open to Southwestern and the students, and lots of events. And of course, with the Sheridan and places like that coming, lots of events are taking place there. So there's a lot of a mesh now, and people realize, hey, we've got a great university here. Let's support it.
Well, Jim, again, continuing to talk about just how Southwestern continues to mesh with Georgetown. Talk about you growing up here and being a part of Southwestern. What was that like for you? Because I know it was exciting, Jim.
Well, start off, that's many, many years ago, before Interstate 35 was here. No, I'm kidding, not that long. But anyway, it's been many years ago, but we've seen a lot of improvements since then. A lot more. The university has not grown that large. We have about 1,500 students now. But as more and more people move here, I've seen more and more cohesion between the town and the university, which is really a good thing.
Well, Jim, final questions here talking about, as we talk about the community and how Georgetown is integrating with Southwestern, a lot of things going on. There may be some folks out there that want to get involved. Is there volunteer opportunities for people in the community to get involved with some of the things going on at Southwestern?
Sure, there's always opportunities there. The largest thing, Rob, would be to supporting events at the university. There's a lot of sporting events. They're open. They don't charge for most of the events. And football, they don't hardly charge for football. I think what a ticket for football is or season ticket is about what it would be for one ticket at the University of Texas. But anyway, there's lots of opportunities, supporting sports, getting involved with the university kids, and there's lots of mentoring programs that they participate in our schools.
I'm going to ask you a football question now, Jim. You talked about Southwestern now moving into the new conference 2 years ago. You've seen some pretty competitive play. Tell us just how excited you are to see Southwestern continue to play in this division and what you're looking forward to this upcoming season.
Well, the exciting thing moving this division is it's a tough division. And I asked Coach, I said, why would we move from where we were when we actually did a good job and won the conference? And he said, you know what? It's going to make us play better. We have better competition. And as a matter of fact, they tied for third last year already, first year in the conference. So it's just going to make us improve better and better.
Awesome. Well, Jim, always appreciate your time. Also, your friendship. You've been pretty much family for many years to me and my family. And I just wanted to thank you again for all the work that you do with Southwestern. Appreciate you, Jim.
Thanks for what you do in the community, Rob.
So once again, Jim Wilson, and we will head back to the action. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
My name is Joe Austin. I'm the head football coach at South. Thank you for braving the rain and making it to our 6th annual Kickoff Luncheon. Thanks for being here. In just a few minutes, our Spirit Squad is going to help dismiss folks to eat. We should get through pretty quickly. We can lines, 2 on each side. I'd like to introduce the Reverend Megan Danner, our chaplain, to do our invocation.
Recognizing that we all come from a variety of backgrounds, spiritual understandings, I invite you to pause for a moment and take a deep breath. I know I was rushing to get here so that we didn't delay lunch. So let's just pause and take a breath for a minute. And then if prayer is a part of your religious tradition, then I invite you to pray with me. Oh God, who created us all. This morning we are grateful to be able to gather together to celebrate this fabulous team that brings us from all of our various places and spaces and brings us together to rally and to cheer and to play along with the athletes. God, I pray that you would be in this space today with us as we ramp up for the year ahead. Bless this food to nourish our bodies. Infuse us with some wonderful curiosity today that can remind us why it is that we gather and why it is that we play. Help us to have a childlike spirit today as we are with one another, asking curious questions and getting to know one another more. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Danner. So I believe we have our folks in place today. We're going to dim the lights, which will be perfect because we've got a video for you to enjoy. When our video concludes, then we'll move on with our program.
Oh, the school is very supportive of our football program. Ever since the first day I stepped foot on this campus, they was very supportive of our football team. And when we won the championship last year, our fan base, drastically increased. And we saw it this year, and I think it's going to keep increasing. So our school is definitely a big supportive base.
The school's really embraced our football program. Professors, they always ask how the team's doing, how our opponent's looking for the week, what we're expecting. The school, a lot of my classmates, they ask how we're doing. They're excited for Saturdays. They're excited to go out and tailgate, watch us play. It's a really cool feeling knowing that the whole student body and the whole faculty are behind us. It really makes us excited to go out and play on Saturdays.
The community really travels well to the games, home and away. If you were to look into the stands, a lot of the crowd is actually from the Georgetown community. And it's also great when you run to HEB or you're going to get a bite to eat. If you're wearing some Pirate football gear, people are always asking you, how's the team doing? What's the game looking like for next week? School loves the football team. Professors are always very supportive, asking about the game, wanting to know as much as they can. And then if we have to leave early for a game, for an away game, they're very supportive of that.
That was one of the deciding factors of why I came to Georgetown, the Southwestern, the community. It's very close-knit, very tight family-oriented around the program. Even the coaches' families and their wives and their family gets involved, and other parents get involved. The tailgates are awesome. You know, it's great. You can't go out into Wolf Ranch or to Round Rock without wearing Southwestern gear and without somebody seeing you and saying like, hey, you're number 22, or hey, you're DJ Johnson or Markel. They know who you are, and that's just a great feeling.
The game itself is just, you know, you ain't got to worry about nothing else, just going out there and playing, having fun.
Favorite part about game day, honestly, just getting to play. Not many kids around this day and age really get to play football past the high school level, and to be one of those few is just really great. And seeing the fans there, seeing the school there, the support is just awesome.
Favorite part about game day is definitely pregame and walkthroughs. You know, you're out there with your phone, your music, and you're just out there having fun. It's like playing backyard football with your bros. You know, you're just out there having a good time.
It just have to be getting the opportunity to prove that we're better than another team, you know. Just getting the chance to go out there and get a win has to be by far the greatest part of the day.
My favorite part about game day is probably running onto the field the first time and seeing the crowd and the energy around the entire game, and knowing that I'm getting ready to go to battle with a lot of my brothers. Probably the locker room right before we go out. It's so much excitement, energy, you know, we're jumping around, dancing, music blasting, everyone's having a great time. And it's really that bond that we get, you know. You can tell that everyone loves to be here and loves what we're about to go out and do. And it's just such a great atmosphere.
My favorite part about game day is probably all the pregame leading up. I like warm-ups. I like, you know, getting the jersey on, getting the uniform ready. I like running out of the locker room and running through the tunnel onto the field with the guys. It's a rush. It's exhilarating. It's unlike anything else.
Coach Austin's a great guy. I really respect how he is as a man, and he really teaches us with a few of his philosophies. You know, he says that we're all Southwestern men, and that, you know, once you come into the program and leave the program, you know, they've trained us how to be men. And all that comes from Coach Austin, and I think that's awesome. He's a real great guy, and I really respect his football knowledge too. He's real smart, and you know, I think a lot of us really trust in, you know, his offensive system and, you know, how he runs things.
Coach Austin is the smartest football mind I've ever been around. You know, there's nothing he doesn't know about a defense.
Coach Austin's cool. He really gives us, you know, free reign on game days to prepare and get excited. You can tell when it's time to go that he's ready as well.
Coach Austin, he's a great coach. He's a really detail-oriented coach, and just kind of some of his philosophy that if you get the little things right and make sure you keep getting the little things right, then that'll help getting the big things right, you know, leading to wins.
Coach Austin is one of the most football-savvy, football-smart guys I've ever been around. He's a leader of our team, absolutely 100%. He, like I said, football-smart. He knows how to really motivate us and get us ready for the game, both mentally and physically, and he's a great coach for this program.
Coach Austin is a great coach. He's He's a great planner. He's a detail-oriented guy. He plans things out from the Sunday when we start preparing for other teams, all the way up until game day preparation. He's definitely shaped me and molded me to the man I am and to the player I am today, and I'm greatly thankful for him and the other coaches.
Unmatched energy today. Energy that they just can't keep up with. Physicality that they just can't keep up with. Emotion that's focused. Intensity. Take care of your matchup. Take care of your matchup. Bring the intensity with focus. Make it so that they just can't match it. Too much energy. Too much physicality. Too much adrenaline. Too much team spirit. Too much hard work. Too much will. Give it to them and give it to them and give it to them. For 30 minutes, come take a deep breath and we'll give it to them for another 30. Yes, sir. Let's go.
A new conference this year has been really beneficial for us. We like to be able to base our program and see where we're at, and so playing against the best competition in the country really is good to see where our program's at, and to be the best you got to play the best, so we like looking forward to that.
Biggest benefit in playing a new conference this year is going against the best of the best, top teams in the country. You really see where you stand against those other guys, and I really feel like you can really compare yourself and really measure up to like where you need to go and where this school is going.
The competition, for sure. I think that 5 of the teams we played this year were in the top 25 in the nation, and that's huge. We went from a conference that had nobody in the top 25, so making that jump is huge for us. And I think that'll really help us gain national recognition in the coming years.
So I haven't experienced the old conference, but just being in the conference we're in now, we know it's one of the best conferences in the nation. So getting the chance to compete against some great teams really just lets us know where we're at as a program.
Playing in this conference, we have a chance to become one of the best schools in the nation.
The biggest benefit is probably playing some great competition. We get to play some of the best teams in the country, and we really get to see how we measure up.
High competition is going to make you play harder. It's going to make you work harder, train harder, knowing you're going up against somebody of equal talent or even better. It's going to make you get the most of what you're doing out there on the football field.
To be the best, you got to beat the best. So.
We just want to build off of this year. I think we did some really good things, and we have a lot of young guys coming back, so we can build on this season and push even farther to making a playoff appearance and going from there.
I think that after this year we really got to dip our foot into the water of this new conference, and I think that next year coming into it, I think the goal is to win the conference. We've got some experience on offense. We had some young guys this year, so having all these old seniors next year I think will help a lot. And we were this close to beating Hardin-Simmons. We were in the game with UMHB, so I think that the next step is beating those guys and winning the conference, going to the playoffs. That would be awesome.
It's our last game left. Definitely, if we win, that'll put us third in the conference. I think tied, but that's just our focus right now, trying to get that last win, and hopefully being third and probably the best conference in all D3 football is still pretty good and pretty meaningful. And so that being said, next year we want to get third this year, and then just try to build off that. Try to maybe knock off Hardin-Simmons or Mary Hardin-Baylor, maybe get a seed in the playoffs, and those are just some of our main goals right now.
For this season, the goal would be just to finish it off with a win. Finish off with a win here, we'll be tied for third. Then in the future, some goals would be win conference, make the playoffs, and then win a national championship. The sky's the limit for us. We can keep going. We're a train. We're just going to keep on rolling. So I'm real excited for the future.
Going forward next season, we feel like this season was a good way of getting our feet wet in this new conference. And looking forward, we feel very confident now that we have what it takes. This program has what it takes to be competitive at the top of this program, or at the top of this conference, and we want to do whatever it takes to be at the top.
Given that our stadium is a little bit away from our schools down the road, we try to take road games exact same as home games. It's the same process. We try to keep it very routine and to keep this routine to get our game day momentum up. And so when game time comes, we're ready to hit it.
I think that, for me, I enjoy sitting there for 10 hours, and after 5 hours you get real bored, and you'll end up sitting with somebody you haven't talked to much on the team, and that just builds relationships.
First part is sleep. Always sleep. It's always nice to catch up on some sleep. The first part, get some sleep and then do a little homework and then just relax. It's a good time to talk to the guys and then get mentally prepared. Personally, I prepare through music, so towards the later part of the night, just put my music on and get ready to go.
But I really enjoy traveling. I think it's fun playing on the road and in new atmospheres in different places, So you just try to treat it the same as if you were at home, try to go through the same routines, just get your mindset right, but also I enjoy the different locations.
I'd say it'd be a lot harder to have fun if we didn't have such good camaraderie as a team, you know what I mean? We're all sprawled out on the bus just having a good time and sleeping and having a good time pretty much. This is all I'd say we pretty much do.
I do know we have a great following of parents and just fans in the community in general that go out and watch us. Like the Belhaven game, we had a lot of fans, way more than I expected, because that's a long bus trip all the way to Mississippi. But these fans, they really care about us, they really want us to win, they really want to support us, and it's really cool to see all of them travel that way just to watch us play football.
I think first and foremost is that we get to get a great education and we get to play football. It's a small school, so in terms of teacher to student ratio, it's great. We get a lot of one-on-one attention, and then we also don't have like a super large team either. A lot of other teams in our conference, they have 200-man rosters, so it's not as personal. But for us, we have a smaller roster, so our coaches know us really well, and we know each other really well.
It's just Georgetown. It's a beautiful place. It's in a great location, 30 minutes north of Austin. I mean, you couldn't want to be in a better spot in the state of Texas. The weather's always great. People are just really kind-hearted, down to earth. I honestly don't believe there's anything not to like about Georgetown. It's a really great place.
The academics, by far. One thing that Southwestern does is it places at least 95% of the students who graduate here in a job that's in their career of studying within the first 6 to 12 months. So that's a deal breaker right there. That's why I chose Southwestern more so than football. School is a big part of my life too, so that's exactly why I chose Southwestern.
Southwestern's got to be the greatest academic school in that conference, so I just say having such a good balance between getting a chance to come play a sport that you'd hopefully love to come play, and then also just being able to get a degree from a school that just really means something. The academic standard just being high here just gives it a great balance.
What sets Southwestern apart is we're a high academic school. Very much into academics, in a great location, honestly. Georgetown is a wonderful town, wonderful city.
The academics, for one, we have great academics here at Southwestern University. We have some of the top programs in the state of Texas and in the nation. And then besides that, we're in our conference, we're like one of the schools like close to a big city, like we're near Austin. That's awesome. Like being 30 minutes away from Austin is just a great thing to have, because we have a small town feel in Georgetown, even though it's not really a small town. But then we can go to Austin and have, live the big city lifestyle, go to concerts, go to all that stuff. It's really nice.
Southwestern is unique because it offers small class sizes, it's a small school feeling, but there's every bit of support and athleticism in athletics, in every other aspect that makes it feel like it's just a regular school. It benefits from both sides of that.
Probably if I was looking at Southwestern from a student-athlete standpoint, especially a football player, in Texas, it's the best academic school in the best football conference.
Being a Pirate, I learned more than just football. I learned how to be responsible, accountable, holding my teammates and myself accountable.
Favorite part is just being able to play football after high school, and I'm just glad and I'm thankful and I'm hopeful for the future of this program. These young guys, I think they can get it done, and I'm just happy I could be a part of the cause here in Southwestern.
Honestly, it's been life-changing. It's been really setting me in the direction where I am, where it's made me into the man I am today. And honestly, like, I have it no other way. Like, years from now, I'll look back and see where I've been and where I've come, and just to know that, man, I'm a Pirate. I went at Southwestern, played football here, was on one of the starting foundations here in this program, and it's awesome thinking about that, and I'll be fondly remember that when I'm older. So.
Really the brotherhood and the camaraderie. I feel like everyone on our team, we have each other's back, whether it's, in the weight room, the classroom, or outside just taking care of each other. We bond a lot together, and so that camaraderie is great.
I told y'all I was going to score.
Being a Pirate, it just brought me good times. I loved every minute I played here, every game, every win, and even the losses, it all meant something. And I enjoyed all 4 years here. I loved it.
Over 50 to Shaw with touchdown.
Once again to our 6th Kickoff Luncheon. As everyone knows, in Texas, there's 2 season and spring football season. And now we're in the midst of spring football season, and it's time to start thinking about the holidays, the fall football season. So here we are. It's going to be here before we know it. I want to thank all of our sponsors throughout the season, throughout our academic year, and specifically for this event. And our sponsors for this event, we have some thank you gifts. So I'm going to ask someone to come up and get embarrassed from all of these folks. Our title sponsor, CJ's Catering. I know Chef Ralph is here. Thank you, CJ's. Thank you. Now, Minutemen went all out on the big one, so they got great big pennants. Love it. First Texas Bank, a gigantic sponsor of Southwestern, and our very own football alum, Grayson Beck, is coming up. All right. Gary Brown, CPA. I know Gary and Peggy are probably here somewhere. I think I saw them come in. Original Georgetown Shirt Company. I know Sandy. They always do such a great job on our shirts for this event. Minuteman Press. Blake Nicholson is here. I know they do so many things for us. They made the award. Things. Gold sponsors, Upstream Investment Partners. Is Scott able to be here? Awesome. Scott's here. Scott and Upstream have been with us for all 6 years. City of Georgetown. Anyone from City of Georgetown able to come collect this fabulous prize? Awesome. They allow us to use this facility, which we very much appreciate. Boomtown. We're going to bring Blake back up. He's a double sponsor. And the Palace Theater donated our stage. I know there's some Palace board members here, for sure. We'll get it out to you. Doug, I'll have you take it. Gary's here also from the Palace board. Thank you for the Palace for helping us get this set up. We have to thank Jim Wilson. If you don't know, this event wouldn't happen without Jim. He does legwork year-round. This afternoon he's going to be reserving the space again for next year probably. So he works 364 days on the coming event. Jim, where'd Jim go? Jim, stand up. We need to recognize. I'd also like to thank our athletic for helping us with this, our sports information folks. So many people at the university, creative services, we have alumni relations folks, we have development people. I know I'm going to leave someone out, but just thank you for everyone for doing it. And our coaches and players who put this together in about an hour and a half this morning did just a great job, and I'm very thankful for them also. Especially in football, we try to do as much as we can to promote our corporate partners. Even folks that maybe didn't necessarily do something specific for this event, I want to take some time to recognize everyone that's a part of our program throughout the year, and I'm going to read them all as they're on the screen. A+ Federal Credit Union, AT&T, BBVA Compass, Carlos Barone Photography, CJ Sports Bar, EB Law Firm, Farmers Insurance, First Texas Bank, Gary Brown CPA, Georgetown Fitness, Georgetown Palace Theater, HEB, John Lewis PC CPA, McAllister's Deli, Mel's Lone Star Lanes, Minuteman Press, the Monument Cafe, the Original Georgetown Shirt Company, Raising Cane's, Sodexo, Sheridan Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center, Star of Texas, the Uptown Social, Upstream Investment Partners, Waterboy Graphics, Wildfire, and the Williamson County Sun. Thank you so much. As you know from this event, we've got a lot to do. I don't have a lot to do it. Time to do it. So we're going to move really quickly to talk about where things have progressed to and how our program's doing now. We're going to bring a lot of players up for you to meet, guys with their helmets off. If you've ever wondered who they are, their names are on their back, but you may not know what their faces look like. So some of our standout performers from last year that are returning are going to be back. The big headline from last year, as everyone knows, is we moved to the American Southwest Conference. The American Southwest Conference, by all accounts, first or second best conference in the nation every year. For us, D3Football.com is recognized as our authority in ranking conference national polls. American Southwest Conference number 2. And when you compare that to one which everyone recognizes, it's pretty similar to the SEC in footprint and quality of teams. On our 10-game regular season schedule, 5 of the teams we played last year were in the top 25. That's an SEC caliber of schedule, something that you can't get everywhere. If where Austin and Trinity went, they went to the number 16th ranked conference in the country, not quite playing the same position that we are. And that's about all I'll say about that. So here's our footprint. And one of the big things that's changed for us, if you notice a lot of different teams coming in, is our travel. And so one of the reasons that you have an envelope on your table is we're asking for our community to help us support our football team. We traded some road trips to Sherman and to San Antonio for Pineville, Louisiana, and Jackson, Mississippi. That costs a little bit more than going to 100 miles of San Antonio. So if it's something that you would like to do to make a contribution towards us, we would certainly love to do it. Our players will be very thankful, and I will personally be very thankful for you. If that's something you'd like to do, we have a place to put these in the lobby as you exit, and then I'll certainly be following up and doing everything I can to thank you for being a part of it. But it's a great conference in the south part of the country, and Texas football is very good. From Division I to Division III through high school, we play really good football, and our guys are proud to be in this conference and being a part of it. So last year we joined this conference of juggernauts, of giants in Division III football, and we finished 3rd. And I told our football players at the end of the season, you don't always get your coach telling you it's time to celebrate a 3rd place finish. But for us, in our first year in the conference, where we were picked 6th, to finish 3rd was really good. And you see who we finished behind. The teams that finished the regular season ranked number 1 and number 5 in the country. So for us, when we become the best team in this league, we're contending for a national championship. The champion of our conference has been in the national championship game each of the last 2 years, and they won it 2 years ago. We're very excited and proud to be playing at the highest level of football that Southwestern can possibly be in. There's not a better conference, there's not a better schedule, there's not a better place for us to compete and showcase the talents of our student athletes than where we are and where we're going to be. So we're happy with where that season ended. I think our guys are hungry to move beyond that. We had a great game with Hardin-Simmons late in the year. It was a 14-7 game with about 4 minutes left. We're playing up in Abilene. It was their homecoming, and we had the ball, which means we had a chance to win. And if we had scored, we're going to go for 2, and we're going to win 15-14 and go home. That's how close we were to beating the number 5 team in the country. 1 drive away. Now, we didn't get it done. That's why our guys are working incredibly hard now to see that we can get those things done in the future. But there's some great accomplishments to talk about. We defeated our first top 25 team. We got a chance to play a lot of them through our schedule, and our first one was against Sul Ross State midway through the season. I mentioned we were picked 6th and finished 3rd. We got our first wins in states outside of Texas by beating Louisiana College and Belhaven College. Notice I didn't say the first wins outside of Texas, because we've already won in Germany, we've already won in Italy, but now we could add some states to that list of places that we've won football games. Our offense statistically had a fantastic year. We finished 7th in the NCAA in rushing and 8th in total offense. And in a conference with a lot of really good defensive athletes, we were 1st in the ASC in rushing, total offense, and a total of 4 offensive categories. Not to be outdone on the field, we still did fantastic in the classroom. We set several team records on measurable things, including a record number of players on the Dean's List with 19. Dave Campbell's Texas football, and not so much with college football, but they have this thing called the heat check, and I'm sure it's probably too small to see, but what they do is they take an aggregate of all the Texas teams in Texas and where they win or lose and the margin of their victory. And again, in just our 5th year last year, our 2nd year with the full team, we were the 7th hottest team in Texas. Among all the D1s, D2s, D3s, 47 college football teams in Texas. So for us to get as high as 7th, we were on a streak of being 10-4 with a 152-point positive spread. We were pretty proud of that also. We had some really notable player performances, guys that had all conference, academic, all district type recognitions. So go ahead and start moving this way. As you guys know, I'm going to ask you guys to come up and talk a little bit about yourselves. We weren't able to get all of the players here today. They have academic responsibilities, but the ones that are here, we'll have you come up, and Coach Torres has a mic for you guys to tell us who you are, where you're from, what you're studying, and what your positions were for these accolades. We'll start with Hayden Smith.
Hello, I'm Hayden Smith. I'm from Katy, Texas. I'm a physics major, math minor, and I just want to say thank you to all of you. We're really thankful for the community and your involvement.
So Hayden's a starting outside linebacker, strong safety hybrid who was academic all-district. It's very tough to be academic all-district, especially at Southwestern, because our school is difficult. When I look at the academic all-district team, and I look at the schools that are not as rigorous as us, and all the players that are on it, our guys kind of giggle. But Hayden has a 3.96, so he's kind of smart. And to be on this academic all-district team, you have to be a starter and a key contributor. So good job, Hayden. Markel Henderson, but he was our representative on our conference's all-sportsmanship team. Markel is a team captain, an inspirational player for us, a guy that really gets us going. He fuels the competition between offense and defense in practice, but he's a great sport. He'll knock you down and then he'll pick you back up and tell you that you did a good job. So Markel is a great representative for us on that team. Grayson Beck, come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson Beck. As Coach Austin mentioned, I'm retired retired punter and receiver for the Southwestern Pirates, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for y'all's continued support. A lot of time and effort goes into preparing for a long season, long road trips, so just continue supporting, and there's nothing much better than seeing a bunch of the Georgetown community in the stands.
Grayson didn't know till he showed up I was going to make him be a part of the program. By the returning players, but it's great that Grayson showed up so we could have him come up here. You look good today, Grayson, by the way. David Brandenburg.
Hello, I'm David Brandenburg. I'm from Spring, Texas. I play wide receiver, running back, a little bit of both. I just want to say, just like Grayson and Hayden, thank you guys for coming out today and for supporting us. We really appreciate it, and we're excited to get going in the fall. Thank you.
David was in his first year with us. He transferred from the University of Kansas, and so he joined us partway through his college career, and he's got a few more years left with us. Ben Brockman.
Hi, I'm Ben Brockman. I'm from Greenwood, Texas. Y'all probably never heard of there, but that's where I'm from. I'm a business major here. I'm at Southwestern. I'm a freshman, and I just want to personally thank each and every one of y'all for just everything y'all do that give us a chance to live the dream.
Ben was all conference as a freshman, and we recruited him because of Logan. So when he's a senior, he's going to look the same way. And just wait till then. Luke Fierce wasn't able to make it this year. Our sophomore kicker was once again all conference. He had, I think, 3 game-winning for. Oh, he is here. Did you forget you were all conference again? Kickers, come on, man. These people have work they gotta get back to.
I'm slacking. Hi, everybody. I'm Luke Fierce. I want to say thank you for coming out and continue to support us through the fall. Hope you guys like watching us win.
So I mentioned Luke's game-winning kicks. He had a game-winning kick at Louisiana College. He had a last-second as-time-expired kick against Saul Ross. And to give you insight into the huddle, we had the ball inside the 5. We knew that Luke was going to make the kick and win. And so we had 2 plays left, and we asked Fred, he'll be up here in a minute, to run the field. Fred ran to the middle, then ran back to the left hash. We had timeout, so I said, Luke, we're on the left hash, so it's the goalposts seem more narrow when you're that close. Luke, do you want to take a 5-yard penalty or even a couple to get? He said, no, I'm just going to make it now. Let's go home. So he did, and away we went. Folks know Nick Kelly. We'll talk about he was several things we'll talk about. He was honorable mention this year for being a kick return in the top 5 or 6 in total return yardage in Division III. Kyle Perlowski was our all-conference defensive tackle. He was a senior, multiple-time all-conference. And he's actually in my class now, so I guess it's in my hands whether he graduates or not. He'll do well. He'll graduate. A.J. Daniels.
AJ Daniels from Benbrook, Texas. I'm a junior. I study psychology and I play tight end. And thank y'all for coming out today.
James Matt.
Hi everybody, I'm James Smatt. I'm a junior. I play offensive line, majoring in animal behavior, and I'm also from Benbrook, Texas. Thank y'all for all y'all's support.
Elijah Smith was also all-conference as a freshman. He was second-team all-conference as a running back, and he had some academic conflicts. TJ Vela.
Hi everybody, I'm TJ Vela, number 53, right tackle on the offensive line for the Southwestern Pirates. I'm a business major, minor in communication studies, and thank y'all for being here today. Without y'all, none of this would be possible. So again, thank y'all and hope y'all enjoyed lunch.
TJ is a big, mean, tough guy in the back schedules too. Fred Hover.
Hi, how's everyone doing? My name is Fred Hover. I'm from McAllen, Texas. I'm a business major with a minor in communications. I play quarterback. And once again, just thank everyone for being out here. We love seeing y'all and meeting everyone. So thank you.
Fred was in the top 50 in 9 statistical categories, tough for me to say. He led the NCAA in rushing by a quarterback and rushing touchdowns by a quarterback, and he's not one-dimensional. He had over 300 yards passing in our last game as well, so we're looking forward to having Fred continue with us. DJ Johnson was first-team all-conference, as was Nick Kelly. And then Nick Kelly also became our second Cliff Harris Award. Justin Broussard was a finalist the year before. And Nick Kelly also became our second All-American in 2 years when he was named All-American by D3Football.com. So Nick and DJ are guys that we're definitely going to miss. They're both working on professional careers. They both run electric 4.440s on the same laser timing system used at the combine, and we run ours on grass. That means they can move pretty quickly. DJ, for example, has an agent. He's got the measurables to get a look, being 6'4" and being that fast. And his agent reported to us he's got a draftable grade by 8 teams. I don't expect that he'll be drafted, but we're excited that guys like Nick and DJ and Justin Broussard can leave our program having aspirations to do things. Brian Hicks, our quarterback that graduated last year, is in his second year of playing professional football. He's currently playing quarterback for the Quad City Steamwheelers in the Arena Football League, doing really, really well. They brought 5 quarterbacks into their training camp. They kept 2, and they kept Brian, and he's playing a lot, and he's doing really, really well. So he's got some major announcements. Thanks, guys. You can have a seat for now. I'll bring you back up for raffle prizes. Our major announcement has to do with what we're going to be doing as far as our broadcasting of Southwestern football for this year, and we're very happy that we're making a move, and we're making a move to get us even more into the Georgetown community. We're going to be having our broadcast on SHN Sports with Georgetown's own Rob Hipp. Rob is actually in the back. Go ahead, stand up quick for us, Rob. Native of Georgetown, Rob's been building SHN Sports for a long time. He works with several high schools and colleges in our area, providing really quality broadcasts for us. In fact, we're going to tape delay this event. This will be our first broadcast on SHN. And of course, if you're on our email and mailing lists, you'll be able to relive this again. And for folks that missed it, they'll be able to see what we're able to do with SHN Sports. A part of this, through Rob's connections, is we're going to be able to have to be announced how many and when we'll be able to have games on Georgetown Community Radio, KGTN FM. It's 106.7. They play really great variety of music. I actually like it a lot, and I'm not told to endorse it, but I do like listening to it. And we're pretty happy that we can within Georgetown by being able to bring our broadcast to the FM dial, as well as our internet broadcasts, and look for other sports, hopefully in the future, to be moving to the SHN platform also within our athletic department. So department-wide, we're happy working with Rob and SHN, and I want to thank him for this partnership, and we're looking forward to what it'll bring this year. So we want to talk about our schedule. Hopefully everyone's getting excited. We're going to talk about tickets before we get you out of here on time and give away prizes. But I want to tell you what's going to happen with our football games. So we're going to finish our home and home series in our opener with Denison University. Denison's a very good team. 7-3 last year, 8-2 the year before. They're 15-5 over their last 2 years. We had a really good game with them. We went up to Denison our first game. It was a rainy night. It was about in the 60s, so our guys thought it was in the 30s, coming from the 100 in Texas. And we were winning at halftime. We didn't have a great second half performance on defense, and we didn't do enough on offense to outscore them. But we went toe-to-toe with a really good team, and they're coming down here on September 1st at 7 p.m., so our home fans will get a chance to look at a really good team from Ohio. And Ohio's another great state for small college football. Very good football there. Our week 2, we'll start our conference season. We're going to go to McMurray this year. McMurray's a team we've had a good amount of success against. We haven't lost to McMurray since bringing football back. Last year we won 56-12. We set several offensive records. We ran for 500 yards even, which is a good night. If you don't know rushing stats, that's a good one. And we'll be going up there on September 8th. We always make a trip to Abilene every year, and this year it's to play McMurray. Week 3 is a big one for Marshall to play East Texas Baptist. East Texas Baptist is a team that, if you ask me, we've been as good as or better than. We just haven't always played that way. We've been beating them at halftime several times. Last year our defense played really well, holding a really good offense to not a lot of points, and our offense really didn't come through. But it's going to be another tight game. They'll probably be ranked. If we start off on a good two-game streak, we could be ranked, and if we win the first 3, including beating these guys, we'll most definitely be ranked. So the beginning of our schedule will be a big deal for us. Our 4th game is against Louisiana College. It's the first time that they're coming to town. Our first victory in a state other than Texas was when we went there last year to Pineville. They gave us a good game. They didn't finish very high in our stats overall, but they gave us a good contest. This was the opposite of the Denison game. This was maybe the hottest game I've ever coached in. It was about 105 degrees, and then you add heat index, but we got through it. And their facilities are less than ideal. There's no place to go at halftime. So we had the buses drive down on the buses, and we got on our buses to try to cool down a little bit. So we faced the elements, we faced a pretty long road trip, and we came out with a victory. It'd be nice to have them at our place. The several time defending, being the team that's been in the national championship game in the last 2 years, is next. Midway through the season, we go up to Belton. This year, it'll be a good crowd. They lost their national championship game. We played them fairly competitive. Score indicated. In the first half, actually, if you look overall through the game, we had 3 red zone opportunities we didn't score on. In fact, on 2 of them, we fumbled for them to score. If we can finish things out and smooth things, we can play with these guys. And with a team like this, you can really make them nervous by hanging around with them for 2 or 3 quarters. Our defense played really well. We held them to 19, something ridiculously low. They barely gained a yard rushing, and they're not used to having that happen. They pretty much abandoned any chance that they were going to run, and they were able to get a couple late touchdowns on some long passes. Sul Ross State is a long trip. We're going way out to Alpine, which is about 8 hours on a bus, sometimes on some back roads. Sul Ross is a good football team. They were for 3 weeks. They didn't finish well. When we beat them about not quite 2/3 of the way, they didn't finish strong. But when they were confident and on a roll, they're very athletic. We mentioned Luke kicked a last-second field goal to win that game, and we're out there. It's a night game. And one thing that Sul Ross makes you do is they always make you. They think that's one of their advantages. Can you imagine driving from Jackson, Mississippi, or Pineville, Louisiana, Alpine? They make you drive for 2 days and play a night game. You get home like next Wednesday. So we'll play a night game out there. If you want to stay up late to follow that, you can. So it'll be a long trip to go out there and play a night game. We'll try to take it out on them. Belhaven University comes to town. They'll have a new head coach. We had a very successful game with those guys last year. A lot of the offensive records we set against McMurray, we broke again against these guys. Very good evening for us. Last year was a long trip to Jackson. This year they come to us. They made us play a night game last year, but they have a new head coach. So I let them off the hook. I said, if you don't make us play at night, when we come back to you, we'll let you play a day game when you come here. If their same head coach would have been there, we'd have been clock. Maybe Dr. May only played at 9, but as late as have played those guys. There is some gamesmanship involved with coaches, if you're shocked to hear that. Hardin Simmons comes here. I mentioned our game with Hardin Simmons last year. They finished 5th in the last ranking, and we played a really tight game with them. Our defense did well. Our offense didn't score a lot, but we controlled the clock. We protected our defense, and we put ourselves right where we wanted to be, which was with the ball in the 4th quarter and a chance to beat a top 5 team. So this year we'll get a chance again. They're going to be ranked in the top 10 when we meet them, and it will be on our homecoming. So it's going to be a great crowd and a great Southwestern event for us to beat Hardin Simmons at our homecoming. Our regular season wraps up with Howard Payne. We go up to Brownwood, a nice short trip. Last year, another very good game for us. This was our homecoming. Everyone was very happy. In fact, President Berger asked me if I needed to keep scoring so much when I saw him at halftime. He was joking. He actually wanted us to keep scoring, just so you know. He's okay with that. And this will be an away game, a mid-afternoon game at 2 o'clock. Well, I was one off. I'm sorry. Our last game is Texas Lutheran. Texas Lutheran is becoming a big rival for us in that we've played them every year, a few times twice, as you know. They're the team that went from the SCAC with us to the America Southwest. They like to try to sneak in as a good academic school with us. Our recruits know that they're not at our level, but they try to sneak in, and so they're a rival. We recruit with them for a lot of players. A lot of good academic students are interested in them. A lot of good football players are interested in both them and us. And of course, we're on a winning streak with these guys. I love taking scoreboard shots. I showed you the Trinity scoreboard shot last year, 48-0. And this year, just to remind TLU that we have a 3-game winning streak, here's a picture of us beating them at their stadium in the last game of the year, 51-33. So we're kicking off season tickets. Ready to go to renew or to get you lined up for season tickets. Our reserve seat season tickets are still $40, $35 for seniors. If you buy them one at a time, they're $10. So if you come to all 5 games, it's $50. So buying a reserved seat season ticket, you get a whole game free. So that's what you should do. And if you can't make it to a game, put a butt in the seat. But it is. They can clap. They can yell. Just make sure someone's there in your seats. It's one of the best things that you can do to support our program. We've been one of the top 25 or 30 teams in attendance in our division since we started playing football. And Birkelbach Stadium is an awesome facility. If you don't know, it's the largest stadium in Division III football. And we fill it up on a lot of occasions. Our home openers are always huge. Our homecoming games are always huge. But we want to make sure that we're selling out our season tickets. Now, again, with season tickets, you get to choose your seat. If you buy a general admission seat, I'm on the field, so I'm not sure how that works or where you go, but I know that you can pick your own seat app, and we would love to have you do that. We do have youth tickets. So to find season tickets, if this is new to you, you're going to go to the Fan Zone tab, and this is a screenshot. On southwesternpirates.com, there's the Fan Zone right in the middle, and you can see buy football tickets. There's lots of things to do. You can learn about stadium parking, tailgating, but we're ready to get you situated and get you going on season tickets. We have corporate partnership opportunities, and we've got folks from our development office and university relations that are happy to visit with you about that. I'll be following up with a lot of folks in this room to continue to talk to you about that also. And I mentioned that within our new conference, we need support. But with corporate partnerships, we feel like we can make this a two-way street. We bend over as much as we can, bend over backwards to try to be visible. So if you'd like to partner with us, we're going to try to do everything we can to provide visibility and make this a great thing between us and between you. I have a few announcements I want to make sure I hit before we start giving stuff away. And one I don't want to forget is about our Pirate Golf Tournament, which is coming up on Monday, May 21st. It's at Cimarron Hills Golf Course. It's at 9 a.m. And you can visit that same website, southwesternpirates.com, to find information about that. Our Associate Athletic Director, Glenn Schwab, would love to talk with folks about that. Whether you'd like to play, if you'd like to be a whole sponsor to promote your business and to support our athletic department, we would love to do it. So there's several things that are on your table today. Of course, I talked about that envelope, our poster schedule, so you know when to be there and what times. There's also a little flyer. So Casa Ole has offered to provide a spirit day for us tomorrow. So if you need a place to eat tomorrow and you want to go to Casa Ole up in Wolf Ranch, 15% of your check will be donated back to Southwestern football. So I will see you there. Now you have to have the printed flyer. They said they can't show a phone. I know some folks may have received this on email. You can there's a clickable flyer you can print, but if
A place to eat, place to take a date, whatever you're looking for. Casa Ole is where our football coaches will be, and we'd appreciate if you'd support us in this fundraising effort. So we have a lot of raffle prizes, and hope to get folks back to work. If you do have to duck out, I certainly understand, but I very much appreciate you being here to learn about our football season and all the exciting things that we have going on. We're expecting to be a top 25 team next year, which I guess is when you say stuff like that as a coach, and that's where these guys come in. But if we can get off to a great start, win our first 3, 4, 5 ball games, coming off of 2 really strong seasons, being one of the best conferences in the country, that's where we're going to be, and that's what we're looking forward to. I'm going to ask our players to come up again. They're going to help me hand out these raffle prizes. And here comes the I think Coach Ellis or Coach Williams is going to help me also. So we're going to give away a lot of stuff. So if you can hang tight, please do so. All right, so you guys can come over on this side. This is where the prizes are. We're going to have you find the folks that we draw names for. So the first things we're going to draw for, while everyone's name in, they have a chance to get it, we have tickets. So we're going to give out two season tickets for folks. All right. I need a better place to put that. Joan Parks. Where's Joan? Okay. I had to bend. Congratulations, Joan. Okay, another pair of season tickets. Katie Lewis, Georgetown title. Last pair of season tickets, Scott Olson, Upstream Investment Partners. Okay, we got a lot of gear, so we're going to get you geared up for the spring, summer, and football season. So the next thing we have a t-shirt. We have a Southwestern football t-shirt for Russ and Gretchen Schaefer. All right, we got a pair of shorts. Pair of shorts for Reed Ralajay. Southwestern ball cap, as worn by the wonderful coaches, our marketing coordinator for Georgetown. All right, next we have another Southwestern t-shirt. Randy Urban, Facility Services. Where's Randy at? What are we on there? We got shorts. Got some shorts, Southwestern football shorts. David Kellerman. Melanie's here. All right, we got a Southwestern ball hat for Melanie Kellerman. What do we got next? Got a Southwestern game issue football jersey, Peggy Brown. So these are nice. Open that up, Fred. Show that off. That's a Nike game jersey, 2-color embroidery. All right, we got a Pirates t-shirt. Pirates t-shirt for Andriana Davila. All right, we got a pair of Southwestern shorts. Yolanda Quinton. Here she is. DQ's mom. All right, what do we got next? T-shirt or ball hat? Karen Wilson. Where's Karen? There she is. Greg, you next? All right, we got a Southwestern shirt. Beth Woodard. Pair of Southwestern shorts. Kendall Buchler, Visitor Center Coordinator for Georgetown. Southwestern shirt. Rita Healy, Sheridan. Over here. Another Southwestern shirt. Sherry Chapman. Sherry's over here. There we got hat, Southwestern ball cap. Jenna May, Georgetown title. Is that a hoodie? And sweatpants? Sweatsuit. Show that off, James. So this is the same as the players wear. Maria Kruger. All right, Southwestern t-shirt, Melanie Hogue. Southwestern shorts, Kay Cobb. Got a few more left. Got another hat, Viola Hunt. There's Viola. And another sweatsuit, another Nike sweatsuit, Barbara White. Southwestern t-shirt, Michael Kirk, A+ Federal Credit Union. Michael's over in the back. Another Southwestern shirt. Looking for the, oh, there it is. Erica Herman from Cornerstone Chem Dry. Another Southwestern jersey. Steve Orlando. Another Southwestern jersey. Ted Berriman. All right. Okay. If you didn't win, I apologize. We had a lot of stuff. I tried really hard. Thank you again for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had a great lunch. I'll see you this fall, but hopefully sooner. Thank you.
I say, hey, baby, do you want to come over? So, moving closer.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com.